Sebastian for the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by
Sebastian Held from NEAERA.
It's great to be chatting to you this evening. First up, it's actually your 20-year anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Is that really hard and difficult to believe as you guys are still going strong?
Well, you're right. Thank you. But also, it just dawned on me that this has been with me half of my life, because I'm right now. It's with all of us. We're starting our 40s, or going strong in the 40s, and realizing, oh man, this lineup also, but this band and everything it does to you as a person, as a musician also, but mainly as a person through all these years. It's been part of us, our lives, for half of our lives, actually, and that's quite amazing. And I'm happy to be here and to have gained your interests in our stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. I've been listening to All Is Dust a lot recently. It's your 8th album and it gets released in a few weeks. How excited and impatient are you guys waiting for it?
Yeah, it's been a build up. We released 2 singles, which are I say a bit different, or diverse, and also it gets us pumped up a bit for the release, because we can't wait to be discussing this stuff with the fans also, what they like, if they recognize our sound, or if they have some, I don't know, positive or negative connotations to it. But we are very excited about that, even though it is quite a routine, I dare saying, because it is already, as I said, the 8th full-length album. Yeah.
So, I mean, where have the lyrics come from for this album? What's inspired you? Has the totally fucked up way the world is at the moment had a lot of inspiration with your lyrical theme?
Yeah, there's no shortage of need for expression, musical expression, especially in our fields, as well as consuming music also, of course. But as musicians, and the last thing was, as you know, was the pandemic, of course, and our last record, the self-titled record, started right at the beginning of the pandemic. We released that, and basically did it went against the wall, should I best say. But there's no shortage of stuff, actually, but the lyrics of or in this album a bit more, shall I say, egocentric, or that's maybe not the right way to put it, but they are a bit more self. Should bring more self, or the self to the center of the stage, as you might say. Yes.
Yeah, definitely no shortage of inspiration at the minute, I can imagine. All right, and so obviously all the tracks will be your favorites, but which would you say is favorite on the album today, and why?
My favorite on the album is probably a song called Edifier. It's just a straightforward metal slash hardcore, but old school a bit. I like it because of its dynamics. I'm the drummer, so I really like the tempo and the overall structure of the song. For me as a drummer, it's perfect, but I think it's very catchy. There she is.
Every time, get your bum out just to make an appearance. All right. So sorry about this. You've released a couple of videos. Are there plans to release another video before release date or later on?
There are. There's. I believe we are planning, but I'm not so sure about actually working things out to release the song I just mentioned, Edifier, as a single. I think it has a potential, but on the other hand, it's the release date is nearing. So the song will be online or for everybody to hear in a shorter time. So, yeah, no actual plans at the moment. Okay. But we'll see. There might be a surprise. I actually don't know.
All right. So the album's getting released in many formats. How pleasing is it for you, though, to see an album back in vinyl? Because vinyl sort of died out for a long time, didn't it? And now, obviously, with your career, you've seen CDs. It's nice to see it on vinyl, yeah? How gratifying is that for you?
Very much. Vinyl is basically the format we grew up with to a certain point, of course, but certainly our parents did and cherished, and we love. Or as for me, I love the smell of it. I love the feel of it. The way you'll be able to see the whole artwork that flows into it, and not to speak of the sound, because you can debate on sound or high fidelity or whatever, but still the whole package, basically everything, it just, you feel you get to feel the music that's inside. It's way more I don't know, intuitive, and I'm just a bit lost for words on that one, but I like it, and it's very gratifying. Yeah,
I love the album cover. Can you give us a little bit of insight into the cover and what does it mean?
Yeah, the cover is basically what came to mind was, or this time we worked with another or different artist from most of our previous albums, and this was on purpose, because we wanted someone from the outside to just basically we talked to him about what we wanted wanted the album to sound like, a bit more different from what we did before. If that work out, I mean, it's up for debate, but the artist Giannis Nakos of Greece, he absolutely nailed it. I think in a different way what everybody was kind of expecting, with the album title being All Is Dust from the beginning, right? We didn't change anything. We just gave him the title and said, dude, just work something out. And he said, guys, I got the right thing. I think he was already working on stuff like that, and this came to his mind, and yeah, it combines many of the fine artsy spectacular composition, and of course the center figure is a figurine. It's a heroine, you might say.
Yeah.
Is it NEAERA? I don't know. Maybe, but she's Greek. Yeah, and NEAERA is Greek, and yeah, we are absolutely happy with it. He actually didn't really change anything about it. We were so blown away by it. It was just yeah, we're very excited about that.
Brilliant. And do I understand this right, that you're playing a festival show, and that's going to be like the showcase of the album?
Not really.
It's not.
Yeah, not really, because on festivals you have a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
A rather short amount of time, and of course you don't want to, like, it doesn't need to be a record release show each time or each slot you play on the festival, because mainly you want to make the best of your short time. And the reason we probably be playing 1 or 2, maybe 3 singles, which also is kind of a lot, given that you mostly only got time for around 7 or 8 tracks, which rules out completely a couple of albums. Because you play 2 songs from the first album, and then you play 2 songs them, and then you're about halfway done. And yeah, it's always that way. But we have a release show planned, and we're quite excited about that. It's a middle a size capacity venue. I think about 1,000 people will fit in there, and we hope that we intend to play very much the most of the songs we favor on this new album. We see what will be on that track list then, on the set list.
Yeah, that's what's going to be my next question as well. I mean, so what about tour dates? Have you got any tours lined up? I know you got some festivals lined up. Is there an actual tour, and are there hopes to get to the UK?
I'm afraid I can't really verify that, because at the moment we are still figuring out the next couple of shows, which is a handful, not more. We have not planned anything. There's maybe some talk about, but it has to be very, dare I say, family friendly, because we're all going. It's the 20 years pass without their shall I say, commitments, and we also grown to be mostly hobbyist musicians. And touring is of course something we never disliked or something like that. We always had fun and great times, even if the I don't know, the conditions weren't that the best ones, but still we had fun. But this was definitely something that came to an end at some point a couple of years back already. So I really I don't think there will be a major tour. I don't want to rule it out, but at the moment I really can't say anything more than we have a couple of shows ahead of ourselves. We try to focus on that, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah,
and maybe you need some energy and spirit, and of course the album also has to be received in a certain way. So I hope people like it, and maybe we'll see.
Absolutely. Going back to the release party, then, would there be plans to live stream that so the whole world can see?
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Why not?
I think you should.
There's no plan that I'm aware of, but that's a great idea. I pitched it forward.
Brilliant. Okay, and talking about yourself, then, can you remember the first time you picked up some drumsticks, and who inspires you the most as a drummer?
Okay, the first time I picked up drumsticks was, I think it was 14. I bought just drumsticks because a kit was too expensive, and I wanted to start somewhere. Why not start with the drum, with the sticks? I remember the sticks being signature sticks of Phil Collins.
Okay,
which is my inspiration.
Wow.
Or had been way back. Of course, he's an old guy right now, and I don't know if he still fits for stage. Probably not, but he doesn't care. He was my main inspiration, starting in drums, growing up with old Genesis and newer Genesis like back then, and and then of course there were modern bands or maybe famous or non-famous drummers that influenced a generation, like I don't know, take maybe Dave Grohl, for example, and drummers who brought something new and raw and power and energy, and I could go on, but it's basically those are two of my all-time most influential drummers. I hold in high regard.
Well, I recently interviewed Chris Slade, former AC/DC drummer, and he's 77 and still drumming. You still see yourself drumming at 77?
Dude, no. I don't see myself at 77. I hope I'm in one piece at 77. There also, I mean, technically, it could be done, but I always thought about myself like in my 50s or maybe 60s, like stepping away from rock drumming or metal drumming at all, because it's so demanding. It's physically very demanding. We're talking about live shows, tours here. This is absolutely, this is something. Also, all the live shows we have ahead of ourselves. I for myself, to have a clear conscience, I need to be in good shape to just be able to work it out. And I don't think this can be done easily with 77 or anything above 65 maybe. But we'll see. There's different types of music which I also like. Or why not play like mellow jazz or something like that? You see, sitting maybe with sunglasses on or something, whiskey glass. I don't know. We'll see.
Brilliant. All right, and so if there was a heavy metal song about yourself, what would it be called? Like a made-up song?
That's a good. Maybe a catchy chorus like 42, still going strong. Not quite the old guy. I don't know. It would be a mid-tempo, like maybe some AC/DC type of rhythm, like, because I don't know. I really don't know what to say else.
All right, man. So then, can you describe All Is Dust in 4 words?
All Is Dust rocks. 4 words. It's first of all, it's raw. In a certain way, it's raw, because, or rather, we try to have it a bit more raw. If that really worked out, it's also up for the listener to decide. But I think it's more raw. So we have raw, diverse, of course, because we put some influences from different types of music. We also did before, but on this, it still counts. So raw, diverse, but also it also is a bit catchy, of course. We don't want to make things too complicated. We're not the most technical and most, I don't know, musician-y band. So we want to be able to actually perform the stuff we write. So it doesn't need to be too complex. And there's lots of bands doing that way better than us. So let's focus on, so this is catchy, of course, and the last word would be honest. Maybe I don't want to exaggerate, but you need to have some personal connotations also, because it is honest in a way that we started writing this new material from a point of like absolute zero. There was nothing going on. We had not really played together for 2 years, like the whole pandemic, and then we thought, dude, we don't need to put out another album. It isn't necessary. We have a brand new album, but it's getting older. And so we sat together in a rehearsal room like the old days, which was also something we picked up again. And the score wasn't written in that way, but we wanted to be around one another, and see each other in the eye, and feel the music, and maybe shake our heads if it doesn't work out. And actually we scraped some of the early material because it didn't really give something new, because the last album had just been released and was still new. So so that's why I put honest in that also.
Brilliant. All right, so coming to the end now. It's just a quick fire round. So there's 5 questions. So the first one is festival or small intimate gig?
A small intimate gig, of course.
Okay. Bratwurst or beer?
Why not both? Both works perfectly well, fine together. But I take the beer over the bratwurst.
Okay. Vinyl or digital?
For daily use, digital, of course, but just because I love it, and if there's something I like and I love about music, I want to have the best format, and actual have the sense of owning something. It doesn't necessarily mean I will hear it every day, because that's a different story. But of course, on my day-to-day ride on the commute, I listen to music all the time, and digital is such a blessing for that.
Absolutely. Oktoberfest or Wacken?
I've never been to the Oktoberfest. These people scare me, so I take Wacken.
All right. And the final one is Rammstein or Accept?
Neither. I'm sorry. Except maybe, but it's not really my cup of tea. But Rammstein also isn't. But we have Rammstein fans in the band, but not me.
Right, fair enough. I want to thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything final to say to your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Thank you very much for your interest in our stuff. I hope you liked the new album, and maybe we see each other around somewhere sometime. And yeah, thank you very much.